I moved to Santa Fe, and which is, the crystal hugging mecca of
It's a beautiful,
America.
yeah, it's a beautiful city. It's
It is, but
such
there's
amazing
just
art,
like,
and
yeah. But I mean, there's every woo-woo thing you can think of, and
for
some of it
sure.
can be dangerous. I got targeted by one of the, medicine men the along the journey.
Mhm.
And so I got whacked in the process. I learned,
What does that
about
mean? You got
people.
whacked?
Well, this guy, he was doing one of the ceremonies, and he kind of zoomed in on me and like laid a heavy trip on me. And the flip side of positive work is negative work. And so he was really into like the dark arts and negative dark energy, and he really tried to manipulate me with that. And luckily I had found some good support systems that helped me to kind of get out of it. But that was really kind of sobering, that in this whole genre of healing. And I really, and I was just listening to, I think it was KPFK this morning, I think it was. Anyway, I don't know who it was, I caught a snippet of it, but it was really an interesting conversation. And the guest was saying that, we tend to, in America, uphold this ideal of gurus and healers that, it's like all positivity and like wonderfulness. And there's really not a voice of like the reality check, right? The reality check that like working with people who are extremely disturbed, or working within like what Carl Jung called the shadow.
Hmm.
It's not sexy, it's tough, and it can be dangerous, on an emotional level, on a psychological level, on an energetic level, and then on a physical level. So, when people like what I call like the person who was like the yoga chick yesterday is now the life coach today, that I kind of laugh at it, because I'm like, you can't you can maybe get away on paper or on the internet with, sort of this facade, but like when it comes down to it, you can't get away with like not really doing the work yourself and not really
Yeah, but
putting the time.
there's nothing to say that that yoga girl yesterday wasn't doing the work to be the life coach of today. I mean, just because.
If they were going through the training, but if they weren't going through the training and they just decided to all of a sudden just change put up a title. And I see that a lot. And I think it's important to do the work. It's really important to do the work
So
and
do
to
you?
really get the training.
It's interesting. It's interesting because I think doing the work can look like a lot of different things and can be a lot of different things. I mean, just you know, dealing with your own shadow can be a lot of work, and depending on who you are, you can come out the other side of that and understand how to help other people with their shadow. I mean, that happens. That's part of the reason why psychologists, they have to do therapy. They can't just go and be a therapist. They actually have to do therapy themselves. It's part of that process. So do you have an idea of what the work looks like, based on what you did? Or like, is there an idea of work in some other paradigm that you picked up along the way that, this is the work, this is not the work?
I mean, I think that the work means not only doing your personal work, but getting training, real training and supervision. I mean, real, actual hands-on training and supervision, and being part of a community ongoing that has that, and that is the checks and balances. Because depending on why people are in it, again, it's not something that I think anybody would just get into. So to answer kind of a question you asked before, how did I get into it? I ended up in Santa Fe after that.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized really quickly I had an opportunity to become a famous painter in New York. And I kind of said, yeah, no, that's not enough for me. And so I
How do you have an opportunity to become a famous painter? I mean, that's such an arbitrary like statement in my mind, because uh, to me, someone who's going to be a famous painter has to, as you said, put in the work. And I haven't you
because
you haven't mentioned that before.
there's this
So where
yeah
did the
there's
painting
this
come from?
because my undergrad was in painting, and there's a program that's sort of like a coming out party to the art world in New York called the Whitney Program.
Want more? Check out this clip or the full episode. And don't forget to leave a comment. If you want more conversations and clips, check out our channel. Thanks for listening. See you next time.